Welcome to the haunted frequency, where the whispers of the unknown come alive. Tonight, we delve into a tale of terror, a true story that unfolded on the infamous winding staircase in Port Washington, Ohio, a place shrouded in darkness, where the echoes of the past still linger, and the line between reality and nightmare blurs. This is a story of friendship, fear, and an encounter that changed lives forever. So dim the lights, plug in your headphones, and prepare to journey into the unknown. This is the haunted frequency, and you're about to hear a tale that will leave you questioning what lies in the shadows. It was last fall when two of my closest friends, Andrea and Matthew, and I decided to embark on a trip that would forever alter our lives. We had heard whispers about a small town in Ohio called Port Washington, a place steeped in dark history, known for its ties to organizations like the KKK and rumors of witchcraft, animal sacrifices, and other sacrilegious acts. This town was a magnet for the macabre. One location in particular stood out: the winding staircase. This eerie road carved into a hillside had a reputation for strange occurrences. Locals spoke of animal heads placed at the top of the staircase and their bodies at the bottom, of shadowy figures performing rituals, and of police arriving only to find nothing amiss. It was as if the very fabric of reality twisted to hide the truth. Despite the warnings, we were drawn to the mystery. We wanted to see if the stories were true, to uncover the secrets of the winding staircase. Little did we know, this decision would lead us into a nightmare we could never have imagined. We arrived at the base of the winding staircase around 4 p.m. as the sun began its descent, casting long shadows over the landscape. The road was narrow, with only one way up and one way down. The edges were lined with steep, rocky drop-offs, and we knew that one wrong move could be fatal. As we began our ascent, an oppressive feeling settled over us. The walls of the car seemed to close in, as if the road itself was rejecting our presence. The air grew heavy, and an unshakable sense of dread took hold. By the time we reached the midpoint, strange sensations began to plague us. I felt an overwhelming urge to cry, as if the weight of the world had settled on my shoulders. Matthew grew increasingly agitated, his paranoia mounting with every twist and turn. He kept glancing over his shoulder, convinced we were being followed. Andrea, however, was eerily calm. Her face was expressionless, her eyes fixed on the road ahead. The lively conversation we had shared earlier had vanished, replaced by an unsettling silence. When we finally reached the top, we decided to explore on foot. The only way to the summit was via an abandoned walkway, closed off to the public. Ignoring the warnings, we ventured forward, driven by curiosity and a desire to uncover the truth. As we walked, the forest grew darker, the sunlight fading with each step. The birds, once chirping in the distance, fell silent. The only sounds were the crunch of leaves beneath our feet and the rhythm of our labored breathing. Then we saw it. Hanging from the trees were white hoods, nailed to the branches in a perfect circle. At the center of the circle was a fire pit, filled with ashes, soot, and remnants of wood. The air was thick with malice, as if the very ground beneath us was tainted by the horrors that had taken place there. We realized we were standing in a KKK gathering site. The realization hit us like a punch to the gut. The atmosphere was suffocating, and we knew we had to leave immediately. The journey back down the winding staircase was a blur of fear and adrenaline. Matthew sprinted ahead, his panic driving him forward. Andrea reached the car first and without warning drove off, leaving us stranded. It was just Matthew and me, alone in the darkness. Every twist and turn of the road seemed to stretch on forever. The silence was deafening, broken only by the sound of our footsteps and the pounding of our hearts. Then we saw it. A black, hazy figure emerged from the shadows, low to the ground and pulsating with an otherworldly energy. It moved toward us, its form shifting and distorting like heat waves on a summer road. The dread it exuded was overwhelming, as if it was draining the very life from our souls. We ran, our legs burning with exhaustion, but the figure seemed to grow closer with every step. Just as we thought we couldn't go on, headlights appeared in the distance. Andrea had returned. As we reached the car, the figure vanished, leaving behind only a lingering sense of dread. We peered over the edge of the cliff, but there was nothing there. No body, no evidence of what we had seen. The experience left us shaken to our core. In the days that followed, Andrea and Matthew refused to speak of what had happened, as if the memory was too painful to bear. Our friendship, once unbreakable, began to unravel. To this day, I still have nightmares about the winding staircase. The silence, the darkness, and the feeling of being watched haunt my dreams. I've since learned that others have had similar experiences. Hazy figures, unexplained footprints, and an overwhelming sense of dread. The winding staircase is more than just a road. It's a place where the past and present collide, where the horrors of history linger in the shadows. I share this story not to frighten you, but to warn you. Some places are better left unexplored, some frequencies better left unheard. Thank you for tuning into The Haunted Frequency. If this story sent chills down your spine, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more tales from the shadows.